Hey, people injured here for every 3 quests redemption, blue side. Disposable heroes with a Warp Spider Exarch. Starts off in range combat, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. Alongside there, stomping around, is BATPIMP with a Hive Tyrant, very durable hero. Walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse, we shall call it Esmeralda. I hope you're happy, Daniel. We've been asking for some Esmeralda for ages. Rounding off the blue team here is Techno with a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. He's a pretty useful little orc. On the red team we have PapaNurgle, who, I don't know, chose the wrong hero or something. I don't know what's going on. We've got a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fights in melee combat, can put up this pretty nifty refractor shield and takes the VP alongside his Snuffles with a Plague Champion. Starts off range combat with a damage of a Time Bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow, taking some shots at some Tyranids. And rounding off the teams, the poor fella's name that I can never say properly, tom.woehlke. Let's just say Tom, with a Techmarine. Starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. Looks like it's kicking off big time in the middle. Cormorgants are going to eat those heretics. Yep, down they go. And Esmeralda's in on the Plague Champion, but taking a hell of a lot of damage here from range fire. Hive Tyrant, in fact, has to retreat off. Both of these heretics are going to fall, are they? Yes, they are. So lots of... That's 16 dead heretics already. And here's another one. And another one on the way. Tactical Marines up here for Tom. Now shifting south. We do have natural VPs in the south. Southeast is turning Orky. And southwest here natural for blue. Contested in the north, of course. Power bashing in the northwest. Quest Redemption, not a map I see sent in very often at all. I don't think I've ever played on it, which may speak more to how often I get to play the game these days, but that's a stomped Warp Spider. Taking tons of lasgun shots, but does escape. Let's see if these heretics can live for any amount of time. Oh, we've got a heavy bolter turret in the mid. As you can see, the Plague Champion kind of just grows it out of the ground. He doesn't even have an animation. It just appears from the earth like a weird flower of death. Stormboy's on the way for Techno. That's always fun to see those guys run around, jump around, die and kill, usually in relatively equal measure, although they can sometimes be absolute beasts, especially with their knob leader, of course. Stomp on those Hormagaunts. They do have adrenal glands, but looks like the blue team are retaking the north. We do have a shuriken up to try and hold this area. PapaNurgle gonna need catatrons or spotters or something. Bile Spewer on the way for the Plague Champion. Awesome weapon, I think. But doesn't go in for the power bash. Maybe spotted these Storm Boys. Assault squad on the way for Tom. So some bashes both sides. And in fact, northeast is being bashed by some grenade tossing Dire Avengers. Sentinel getting double repair, should be okay, and Commissar comes in to help out. These guys need to retreat, I think. They're trying to get back to the shuriken, but they do retreat anyway. The shuriken can't stop everything, I don't think. In fact, the Sentinel gets in and gets the stomp. Could have switched targets there and made that very nasty for the Sentinel. Kicking off in the mid again. We have Barbed Strangler Warriors. Esmeralda Hive Tyrant is in on the Plague Champion again. Snuffles is making that a little bit too easy to do, I think. Bilious Discharge is not the easiest ability to use, but you can get the timing down. Those heretics died. There's more dead heretics. Is that like 4 full squads of heretics gone? I think it is. It's like 32 heretics dead. And now CSM dead. Snuffles has nothing on the field aside from the Plague Champion. Looks like we've got some raptors on the way. Those sluggers chased very, very well there. Very, very well. Storm Boys came in at the end, I think. Mekboy, no war gear for this guy. Might get the battery pack to support his melee squads. Maybe we'll see a Pain Boy in tier 2 as well. It's always fun to see Snuffles get some more heretics up, which is smart, but needs to be more careful with these heretics. It is so tempted to just throw them into the fray and Doom Blast, but gotta be a bit more careful. Here's the assault squad. Everything shifted up to the north here. What's this? It's a Plague Champion with Wild Spewer and a clear run at the generators here. Completely undefended by Techno, unfortunately for the blue team. We got some Mekboy left hooks on those tactical marines. Assault squad taking a hell of a lot of damage, chased by a whole bunch of melee orcs, burners, sluggers, and of course the power weapons of the Storm Boys. And as usual for assault squads, they somehow have 2 models and 127 hit points. Storm Boy's not done yet, but I think the base turrets are going to have something to say about that. There we go. Some mines going down from the Techmarine, Artificer armor, giving him those. Some knockback damage and suppression on those things. Good amount of damage as well, as you can see. Shuriken might just be outshot. Sentinel finds a way in. It did switch targets, the Shuriken, but not soon enough, and gets a stomp to the face. Red team will retake the north side. It is Catechins then for PapaNurgle, getting tier 2 up. Tier 2 also for Snuffles and Techno the Ork. Barbed Strangler Warriors now heading south. Got some Hormagaunts in tow. They will provide a basic synapse, much like the Hive Tyrant does. And Extended Carapace is in play. No Rending Talons to fight these Assault Marines, but we could see the Crushing Claw, of course, in tier 2. Should be able to do pretty well, though, against this current Tyranid army. I think those Assault Marines. And, of course, Raptors are up right here, alongside them. Heresy going on. A mine is up. The Warrior Brood will spot it. And if these fellas... Yep, here's a Knob Leader. They will also spot the mine, so they might not come into effect too often. Decent grenade attempt. Couldn't quite throw it far enough, I don't think. And here's that Plague Champion. He's almost level 2. Did he bash all this power? I wasn't paying attention. I assume he did. Get a full bash over there. Improvised explosive up, and there's nothing in this Eldar army to spot it. 428 to 395 on the VPs. Pretty close then, as players start to think about their tier 2 units. In fact, a Chimera is on the way for PapaNurgle. So despite the huge amount of losses for Snuffles, he's made it into tier 2 with, 2 units. Tom only has 3. And he's got a decent amount of resources too. Recovered reasonably well here. We'll see. Did get a full bash also. Raptors jumping into this Eldar stuff. Those Dire Avengers staying in play way too long, and maybe they were trying to get their grenade off or something. But they were eating Bile Spewer shots and chainsword hits. Esmeralda goes for the Tactical Marine. She does have her Crushing Claw up now. 108 heavy melee DPS. That's more single target DPS than a Dreadnought when it comes out of the gate. Crazy. Just ran over a mine, not too bothered. Noxious Cloud up for Snuffles here against the Orks. And now they have to have a very painful retreat, but Snuffles lets them through. Snuffles lets them through without a hit there. Big misplay. Might have been able to finish off one of those shooter boys or something. Gets in after the Tyranids though. Onto the Barbed Strangler Warriors, trying to get that Synapse backpass. There's a bilious discharge, but didn't stop the Hormagaunts, who are, wow, really going after these Raptors here. And the Raptors fall. Snuffles really struggling to preserve units. What's going on northwest? Power bash from Imperial Guard over Chimera up, supporting all these guys with reinforcement. Got some firepower too. Grenade goes in, mostly dodged, and disposable heroes cannot stand against this. Right Lance goes down, in fact. Did get a good few shots on the Chimera, but does fall. Storm Boy starting to look feisty. Improved rocket packs now level 2 with their Nobida and some Weird Boy support with Warpath. Are the Sluggers still alive? They are still alive. Snuffles Gets a Chaos Dreadnought and some more CSM on the way. We've got Wraithguard coming up for disposable heroes. Tom, not getting anything up in tier 2. What's going on, Tom? Rushing tier 3, maybe. Could still spend some of that requisition, though. Red North, we do have plasma guns up for these guardsmen. Up to 12 models with the Commissar and Sergeant, and more plasma guns. Kicking off in the south. These guys have now seen the Dreadnoughts, so maybe the Beamy Death Gun in response from Techno. Hive Tyrant can also try and get on it. Esmeralda will tear it up with the Crushing Claw, since it doesn't have melee resistance with that autocannon equipped. CSM need to get moving. We've got some heretic support, maybe a shrine over here. What's this? Sentinel just hanging out on the northern edge where that wreck point is. That big raised area. Can you like... Are these shot blockers? I think maybe these are shot blockers. I'm not sure though. Maybe you could put a plasma cannon or something up there and do some work. Or a D cannon. Improvised explosive all over the gaff. Looks like they're not going to bother detonating it on the warp spider. Want to try and put it on something you can get losses from. Just saw the electroshock grubs go in on the Dreadnought, reducing its speed for a duration and doing some damage, and zone thrope shots. That was a focused warp blast which can damage vehicles. Oh man, Snuffles losing his CSM. He's not preserving units very well at all. Having one of those games we all have them. Dreadnought in play now for Tom. Spent all that power then. Now fighting some Storm Boys. There's a bad fight for the Storm Boys, and they are taken out by the Dreadnoughts. Tosses that knob leader aside. Warp Vomit to shut down the assault squad. No sluggers here, where are they? They are running away. Assault squad gets away. Dreadnought is in there, taking big shots though from the Beamy Death Gun, and of course the Weird Boy actually does some decent anti-vehicle damage with his basic attack. There is the global repair, blessing of the Omnissiah from the Techmarine. Uh-oh. Dreadnought might go down. They need to tie him up. Almost finished him off. In fact, he goes down. Well done, Tom. Might want to tie up this Weird Boy though, because he can turn... Oh, it looks like he's going to be okay. Dreadnought is still repairing up from Blessing of the Omnissiah, I think. Seems to last a very long time. It's a pretty good ability, really. Lots of dead stuff over here, lots of dead guardsmen. But I guess they're all reinforced. Heavy weapon squad might want to push up a bit to cover the VP. Maybe is afraid of this Hive Tyrant charge. There is a charge. Not sure if he can charge. Yep, it can charge through the tank traps. But now in on the autocannon shots. PapaNurgle actually set up very well there, and down goes Esmeralda. There's a noxious cloud now. Bad news for clumped up Tyranids. Snuffles has Plague Marines and Noise Marines. Not a lot of movement here though. 340 to 353. Red team still have the north. I mean, he could be pushing forward to try and bash it, but could just end up getting caught and forced off. They do have some power in the mid, the red team. Heretics getting themselves shot. Plague Marines, for some reason, retreating here. They were going to get caught by the Hormigons, but they could have stayed in play, I think. Getting Blast Master Noise Marines in play now. Wraith Guard should do some work against this Imperial Guard army. Where's the Lord Commissar? He might be inside that Chimera. Bunker is up. It's a medical bunker to reinforce and heal infantry over there. Warp Spiders coming in. Throwing out their Haywire Grenade. Catachans using their smoke shell to support that Chimera. Blastmaster trying to get shots in. Kicking off in the mid as well. There's no rest. Weird Boy is going to go down if he's not careful. The assault cannon almost finished him off. Good shotgun blast by Tom. No Bilious Discharge though. Level 3 Plague Champion doing a lot of damage though. Just straight up with the Bile Spewer. 291353. Blastmaster. Got a shot, I think, of some allied tactical marines. Not sure if they're going to be able to revive Esmeralda over there. BATPIMP might have to rebuy, but BATPIMP's in tier 3. There goes Snuffles too. Just goes to show in a team game, you can lose a hell of a lot of stuff and still be supported by your allies. Tier 3 now for Techno as well. Brood Nest will be dealt with. That's a global ability of the Hive Town. And another one down here also going to be dealt with. Assault Squad with their Sergeant now, of course. They need to push as one. Well, as two. Techno and BATPIMP need to go together, I think. Tarantula turret coming up here from top. That is the Thorax Swarm on the Dreadnought. Getting repairs, though, from the Scouts. 250 to 353. Still the 2-1 for red, and now they're locking down his power with a turret and an assault cannon Dreadnought. What about Mr. Techmarine? He's got just Artificer still. Eldar trying to come in and support. Tons of grenades going in. Plague Marines didn't like that and got out of there. Yeah, PapaNurgle now needs to kind of collapse on this side into the Eldar, I think. Carefully though. Don't want to overextend with fragile Catachans and Guardsmen. Still over here. Some more mines going up from the Techmarine. He's level 2. Don't see any tier 3 stuff coming up. Nope. Catachan is dropping another smoke shell or grenade. Warp Spider goes for the decap and looks like he's going to get it here. Autocannon is inside the bunker. Can shoot on the Warp Spider. Doing some decent damage as well. Dropped in is the Autarch. Facilitating a push. Looks like Esmeralda's changed to the Venom Cannon. BATPIMP wanting that ranged anti-vehicle here. But goes in to tie up the Noise Marines. And then retreats. That was a strange one. Maybe retreated the wrong unit. Autarch, is she going to live? She lives. Grenades going in on the autocannon. But it still survives. So much for a garrison counter. Wraithguard. Are they going to do friendly fire on themselves? They almost did. Blaster Master's off the field though. Knob Squad now for Techno. Land Raider Phobos for Snuffles. Tier 3 stuff. The heavy hitters started to hit the field. Carnifex now for BATPIMP. Tyranids coming back out. Zone Thrope still around. As are these warriors. They've done well. Look at this. Orks getting on the natural VP of the red team. And power bashing. Well done, Techno. Space Marines here not budging. Were they bashing this power even? I don't think they did. It's not always easy to keep track of where all your enemies are. But all of the blue team seemed to be north for a little while there. Or maybe not the Orks. Maybe the Orks were still here with their shenanigans. We have a plasma gun for the Techmarine. Will help shooting down those knobs, that's for sure. They were dealt with then. We also have Merciless Strike to try and disrupt them. Esmeralda might want to switch back to her Crushing Claw when she's down in the south. Because the Venom Cannon these days doesn't hit infantry barely at all. Like it used to. Even though it still says in the tooltip there, effective against all targets. That should be changed. Carnifex with a Barb Strangler now in play. Chimera's done really well. Almost level 3 this thing. Catachans also have really reinforced that north side. In fact, ever since they hit the field, northern VP has been mostly red. There's the Land Raider Phobos. twin linked las cannons on the side sponsons, good for taking out big fat targets like carnifexes, for instance. That was a weird boy throwing the knobs into the enemy, getting behind the turret, and they will deal with it very quickly here. They have their huge jammers and their knob leader and meaner and greener, and they can still run into a mine. Hive Tyrant getting itself into all sorts of trouble there. Esmeralda goes down. Where's the Autarch? She's hanging out in the north. Oh, she's in the south. She's right here. Level 3 mech with that beamy still. Phobos needs to be careful. Has some more CSM up. I think this is the 3rd or 4th squad of CSM we've seen. And they're getting Markov Zinch. PapaNurgle goes tier 3, the last player to go. Oh, pretty much the same time as Tom. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? What are you doing here? It's very strange. What is that dreadnought doing, Tom? What weird plan have you come up with? Oh, is it trying to run away from these knobs? Well, it's been found now. How did he get so far away? He's gonna die to this. There's nothing he can do. Knob squad will tear apart anything 1v1. Pretty much. There are some exceptions. Yep, you found him. Let's go on the north. Bits of a standoff. Blue team. Uh-oh. Carnifex now taking shots from the Phobos. Can they put enough pressure on this thing to make it back away? Looks like not right now. Wraithguard trying to use their durability to cap. They've got the decap. Blastmaster getting shots in. Nice open area on this north side. Oh, there's a rocks. Uh oh. It's one way to put a dent into a Phobos. Can anything follow it up though? Like, say, a Knob squad. Where are they? Making their way up. Cap says BATPIMP. Generally good advice on this in this game. Uh-oh. Knob squad have found a Chimera. And then take some friendly knockback fire, of course they do, from a weird boy. One step forward, one step back for the Orks. We have missile launcher tactical marines. We have plasma gun, Techmarine, Stone Guard veterans. A Phobos that really badly needs repairs. You're going to help out with this, Tom? Looks like the Techmarine is going to try and repair it. If it stops, there we go. Whole bunch of repairs for the Phobos. As a special unit, it does not level up. Assault squad. Get to some Vanguard veterans in. Knobs don't count as a super unit in that regard and can level up. We haven't yet though. Look at this. Blue team grabbing the southeast, while red team kind of recover and lick their wounds and repair their land raiders. Can Tom get a land raider now? That'd make a big difference. Does have a lot of red, so might have their eye on some Terminators here. Ripper swarm spawned in from a capillary tower, I suppose, unless there's another Carnifex. That's a rocket run, and that's pretty devastating here. Ouch, from PapaNurgle. Big damage on the Orks. Look at that, Techno's down to a Weird Boy and 2 Knob squads, although it could be a lot worse than that. A Weird Boy and 2 Knob squads, you could do a massive amount of work with that. 144, 219, 2-1 cap for the blue team. And we do see a second Carnifex from BATPIMP, but it's not a Thornback, so it wasn't the source of those rippers. Phobos again took a hell of a lot of damage, and Knobs are trying to get in behind it. And look at this guy. This is done for, this Phobos now. Just the Mekboy alone might have finished it off. With the Knobs in there, no way he's going to get out. Full power bash on the north and western side, or corner, I guess, by PapaNurgle. PapaNurgle's been really strong in this game. Really strong. Painboy now for Techno. A Venerable Dreadnought is the field. Is that really what you want against double knobs, a weird boy, and a anti-vehicle Mekboy? I mean, it will help against the knobs for sure. But I'm thinking Land Raider Redeemer. But hey, we have a Venerable, and I'm not gonna complain. Dark Age of Technology on the way. Frenzy popped by the knobs. It means they take 75% less damage and have suppression immunity. But still getting knocked around by that Dreadnought there. Plague Champion with the Plague Fist and the Icon of Nurgle. One of my favourite accessories. Just passively does stuff. Going after these Termagants now. Level 3 Termagants. For some reason elected to use Pestilent Strike against them. So now these Carnifexes have damage resistance against the Plague Marine shots. 97 to 217. Esmeralda's going after this Venerable Dreadnought. Is getting shots on. As a direct hit from that missile launcher, I think. Now she's tied up, and some Chaos Terminators hit the field for Snuffles. Hive Tyrant charges away. Plague Champion eats a shot from the weird boy. That was a really long shot. Painboy does some surgery on this Knob Squad. Looks like they got their health upgrade. Avatar of Cain. Wailing Doom's going to miss everything though. Leman Russ does not have an upgrade, but it's still a 1200 hit point battle tank. And Avatar's running into a whole bunch of stuff it shouldn't be running into. Double autocannons to the face. And a tank. And now a bunch of plasma guns, which is really bad news for an Avatar. 66 to 217 on the VPs. Gets back into the Shimmer Orb, but it doesn't last forever. Avatar does get away. Weird Boy also escapes, trying to flank around are the Orks. Nicely done by Techno. Painboy there to support. Try and shoot this guy down, I say. So if there's anything worse than Knob Squad, it's a Knob Squad with some kind of heal ability. Like that. Painboy just used his Git Source, and as you can see, almost fully healed up that Knob Squad there. Crazy health regen. That's a Basilisk Flare from PapaNurgle. Blue team might be grabbing the north here for the first time in a while, it seems. Down goes the Leman Russ. Knob Squad's starting to tear through stuff. Not sure what happened to the other one, though. Did have 2 Knob Squads at some point, I believe. Completely missed those guys going down. Tom is looking kind of depleted in the southwest. Trying to get a hold of this VP, I suppose. Techmarine's almost level 6. Not sure where he's going. Oh, he's getting some mines up here. Chaos Terminators wasting their time shooting at the Carnifex with combi bolters. They should be using their power fists here. Now they have to leave because Esmeralda's got a claw back out. 66 217. The Chaos Terminators, I think, will be okay. Look at that. Weird Boy tossing BATPIMP's Hive Tyrant further towards the Chaos Terminators, but they are able to teleport away. And red team get the north back pretty quickly for a 1-to-1. Also back on their natural with some loyalist Terminators from Tom. Cyclone missile launcher on the way to help them take down those big scary Carnifexes. Speaking of, here they are. Venom Cannon, as you can see, not really able to hit these Terminators very reliably, like it once would have. Big help for the Terminators, that. Getting turned into medium units rather than large units. 56 to 212 on the VPs. Still a Blastmaster, still double autocannons up here too. And level 3 Catachans. Not to mention level 4 Chimeras, done so well up here for PapaNurgle. Might have to fight a tank. Need to get back into these setup teams here. Techno knows what's there, which is why he's not pushing forward alone. Avatar's back. Wraithguard, level 4 Wraithguard in play now. Shimmer Orb goes up for the Warp Spider to get a decap at least, you would think. These guys coming in for the Haywire. Is it worth it? I would have tried to keep them in play a little bit longer there. Maybe get the Haywire at the end to finish off the Chimera. Here's a Nob Squad supported by the Painboy. What level are you, Mr. Painboy? You're still level 1, but rapidly getting XP here. Chimera went down like 2 hits from the Nob Squad. Some kind of buff on these guys. Is it asked from the Avatar? Uh-oh. Nobs supported by an Avatar is terrifying, because that's suppression immunity all the time. Red team are just getting torn through. Hey, hey. Come on, heretics. Go on, heretics. I believe in you. Never mind. Auto cannon up for the Chaos Terminators, but you jammers to the face. Apparently these hammers are so mental they can get through Terminator armor, or at least dent it really badly. Bloody hell. What are these hammers made out of? Just make your armor out of this. 28 to 160, double cap now for blue team. And they are very much in the ascendancy because Snuffles only has heretics. PapaNurgle's lost his vehicles. Tom still has Terminators, but they will be destroyed by the Nob Squad. Looted tank being chased though. Now going after the Wraithguard are these Terminators. I love that hammer fist they do with their power fist there. Not technically a striking technique that's taught to people. Unless it's a grounded opponent, of course. How are you still level 1, fellas? More zone throats for BATPIMP. That double could turn into a triple. They can get these Terminators out of here. Oh, maybe not. There's something retaking red team's natural, and it's some Marines. Esmeralda is level 6 with Warp Field, Extended Carapace, and the Crushing Claws. Back equipped. Single now for blue. They are going to get the north though, it looks like. What was that? A bioplasma shot that hit the heretics and didn't seem to do any damage. GG, says Tom. And indeed it is. They've got nothing left, pretty much. Nothing left. Oh, the mine went off even though they spotted it. Eldritch Storm. Because he really hates these Catachrons, and down they go. There's a double now. And they are going to get a triple. And this is going to be the game. Ban rid of Phobos on the way for Snuffles, but it's not going to hit the field in time to do anything. Lord Commissar, I don't think he's got much of a head left after that, but he can be revived. Painboy gets a kill. Oh, this must be a second Painboy. Level 4 Nobs with 5,523 hit points. Not sure how they killed the other squad, because I'm a moron, I missed it. But this squad was absolutely insane. Brood Nest up to support this, but there's a triple, and there's the game. For the blue team, came back very, very strong those last 5 to 7 minutes or so. Snuffles lost everything multiple times, but kept on going. Perhaps a new player over here. Let's not be too harsh on him. PapaNurgle did an awesome job in the north. Techno very strong at the end with the Nobs. And BATPIMP always solid. With Esmeralda, the Hive Tyrant, got to level 7. What else we got over here? Level 9 Warp Spider Exarch. Had improved targeters, I think, at some point, which maybe helped him rack up the kills. And finish very strongly here. Disposable Heroes. We got a level 5 Mekboy, did some work with that beam of death gun. Level 6 Commissar. Level 6 Plague Champion. And a level 6 Techmarine. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.